Those people in the forest, what did you see on them? Fear. Deep, rotting fear. They were infected by it. Did you see? Fear is a sickness. It will crawl into the soul of anyone who engages it. It has tainted your peace already. I did not raise you to see you live with fear. Strike it from your heart. This quote from Apocalypto doesn't just talk about fear, it shows you its true face. Fear is not just an emotion. It's a disease. It seeps into your bones, robs you of your strength, and turns you into something unrecognizable. Fear doesn't just hinder, it consumes. And here's the brutal truth. Fear isn't forced upon you. You let it in. You open the door and invite it to feast on your resolve, your will, and your very soul. In the film, the people in the forest weren't just hunted. They were already dead on the inside. Fear had eaten away at their spirit long before their enemies arrived. You could see it in their eyes, wild, darting, filled with panic. It wasn't the threat of death that broke them. It was the sickness of fear that told them they were already defeated. That's what fear does. It whispers lies into your mind until you believe them. Fear shows up everywhere, doesn't it? Not just in the jungle, but in your own life. It's in the way you hesitate to take risks because you're scared of failure. It's in how you avoid confrontation because you dread rejection. It's in every dream you've buried because fear told you you're not good enough. And the worst part, you don't even see it happening. Fear doesn't announce itself. It creeps in silently, wraps around your heart, and suffocates your peace. But Apocalypto delivers a powerful truth. Fear is only as strong as you allow it to be. Jaguar Paw's journey is a masterclass in facing fear head-on. When he's captured, humiliated, and dragged to what seems like certain death, he has every reason to give in. Fear could have consumed him. It could have made him freeze, surrender, and die like those who had already been infected. But he didn't. Why? Because he understood something profound. Fear is a choice. It's a sickness that spreads only when you engage it, only when you let it take root in your soul. Jaguar Paw didn't just survive because he was strong or clever. He survived because he struck fear from his heart. That's what separates the living from the truly alive. Let's break this down. Think about the fears you're carrying right now. Maybe it's the fear of stepping out of your comfort zone, the fear of speaking your truth, or the fear of failure. You felt it, that tightening in your chest, the voice in your head that says, "Don't do it. It's too risky." That's fear, and it's lying to you. It's not there to protect you. It's there to keep you small, to keep you caged. And every time you listen to it, you give it power. Jaguar Paw saw what fear does to people. He saw how it turned warriors into prey, how it stripped them of their dignity and reduced them to nothing. He refused to let that be his story. When he escaped, he didn't just run for his life. He ran to reclaim his soul. That's the key. Fear doesn't just threaten your body. It threatens your identity. Look at your own life through this lens. What has fear taken from you? Has it stolen opportunities, relationships, your sense of purpose? Every time you've hesitated, every time you've held back, fear has won. It doesn't care if it's a small victory or a big one. It's patient. It's insidious. And unless you strike it down, it will keep feeding on you. But here's the truth the film teaches us. Fear can be beaten. It doesn't take superhuman strength or extraordinary talent. It takes a decision, a single, resolute moment where you say, "Enough." Jaguar Paw didn't wait for courage to show up. He created it. He turned his fear into fuel. Every step he took wasn't just about survival. It was a declaration that fear would not define him. The people who succeed in life, the ones who rise above the noise, are not the ones who never feel fear. They're the ones who face it, who walk into the storm and refuse to let it win. They understand that fear is a sickness, but it's also a test. Will you succumb, or will you rise? Think about it. Fear only lives in the mind. It has no physical form, no real power, unless you give it one. It's like a shadow. It can't hurt you, but it can paralyze you if you let it. The people who overcome fear aren't fearless. They just refuse to let it make their decisions. They move forward anyway. They fight anyway. Jaguar Paw's story isn't just about escaping death. It's about reclaiming life. When he faces his enemies in the final moments, he's not the same man who was captured. He's transformed. Fear tried to break him, but he broke fear instead. That's the kind of strength you need to cultivate. The kind that says, I may feel fear, but I will not be ruled by it. So here's your challenge. What are you going to do with the fear in your life? Will you let it rot you from the inside out? Will you let it taint your peace, your purpose, your power? Or will you strike it from your heart and reclaim what's yours? Because make no mistake, fear doesn't care about your excuses. It doesn't care about your comfort. It's here to kill your dreams, your strength, and your spirit. The only way to beat it is to fight back with everything you have.